Good morning and welcome to the Monte Vista Unitarian Universalist congregation on this exceedingly bright and beautiful Sunday morning. Let us enjoy the sunshine and the brightness, but remember it can all vanish in a minute. Thinking of the tornado in Mississippi that just, you go to bed with plans and what you wake up to is not what you expected. Anyway, announcements. Please read the order of it, or the announcements that come out on Thursdays. They're sent out electronically. All the good stuff is there. Tuesday is Taco Tuesday. It's an online time to get together and chat. We've described it as the fastest hour on the internet. It's great. Today, after service at 12 o'clock, there'll be a focus group as we work on our restructuring. At 1 o'clock, the Justice Committee will be meeting, so stick around for that. And immediately after the service in room 8, the YRUU room, young adults will be gathering to see if we can finally get a group together. I think that's good. I'd like to invite Carissa Moore to come up as we start a little bit on this, continue with the pledge drive.
Good morning. Good morning. So first I want to start with thank you to everyone who turned in their pledge cards last Sunday. We had 20 pledged units submit their cards within 24 hours of the pledge kickoff. So if you were not here last Sunday, pledge cards were mailed to you on Monday, so you should have received them at some point this week. If you brought them with you today, I can collect them immediately after service so that you can choose a rock for the art project and collect your Rocky Road candy bar. For everyone who has turned in their pledge card by the end of today, next Sunday, April 2nd, we will be raffling off an Easter basket put together by our own Kay Perlman. So let that serve as incentive to get your cards in if you haven't yet. Also, for any of you who are committee leaders whose funding comes from the general fund, you should have been emailed a budget request form at the beginning of March. Please remember that these, like your pledge cards, are also due by April 30th. If you need another copy of those or did not receive the first one, please let me know. Now I will turn it over to Maddie Scully so that she can tell us why she decided to pledge MVUUC.
Don't tell me put your money where your mouth is, Matthew. That's what I heard every day of my life as a child from my father. Put your money where your mouth is. And I was pretty glib as a child. And as you might imagine, I was very vocal. I always had a retort and a response to everything that I did or didn't do, to explain what I did or didn't do. And so I heard that a lot. And as I've grown older, I want to change that. Put your money where your heart is. That's where I am today. And I don't know about you, but money's kind of tight these days, and it's going to be tighter for me because I'm retiring. And yet, I wanted to tell you, all of you, I have never been as proud as I am today in pledging my money to my church. Never. Because I've finally found my church after all these years. Truly, I have. I come from a little different background than many of you in terms of church attendance. Since I was very young, even before I graduated, I was being paid to go to church. I was a soloist at Beverly Hills Presbyterian Church when I was 20. And before that, before I even graduated, because I graduated early, I was being paid to go to All Saints Episcopal Church because I was their baritone soloist when I was 19. And I got paid during the High Holy Days to sing at a number of synagogues because most of the music majors at USC made money that way on the side during a certain time of the year. That was wonderful. I don't mean to demean any of those church experiences because they were very fulfilling for me, both spiritually and in my pocketbook. But about a year ago, I took a look at my life and I said, Maddie, it's time for you to go to church and not be paid. And at the same time, my friend Jimmy Grissom was attending a church, and one of the things that I admired most about Jimmy was that he is probably the most spiritual young man I've ever met. He and God are like that, and they always have been, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to befriend him and get to know him over the last 20 years outside of the classroom. And the thought came to me almost simultaneously that I should go to church and not be paid, and that I should go to church with Jimmy. So he had just moved to Upland into a place that I thought was going to be wonderful for him, but it turned out not to be. But nonetheless, since he was in Upland, he was only a mile from my house, so I said to him, look, down the street there's an Episcopal church, block away, let's go there. So we did, and we walked to church and walked back home. Well, as you might expect, church is music for me. If it doesn't have music and I can't participate in the music, I don't want to be in the church. And I'll tell you a little secret. Every time I perform, I feel God. It's been concrete for me for at least 70 years. I started to perform when I was 4 at church. And so Jimmy and I would sing quite robust at that church, and people came up to us afterwards, and Jimmy will acknowledge this, and they were telling Jimmy and me that they just thought it was fabulous that we were in church and singing. But I came the next week and was told we had to wear masks even when we were singing, and I can't do that. I couldn't do it then, and I can't do it to this day. I can't breathe that way. So Jimmy and I had to find another church. So Lily was my friend. I'd even hired her as our accompanist to church. And I called her up, a couple of days before Christmas, and I said, how would you like me to come down and sing at your church for Christmas Eve? And I said I could do the Pietro Yon. What? Jesu Bambino. Thank you. And Lily said, that'd be great, but can you also sing O Holy Night? And I said, sure. So we came down here. I'm telling you this story because it will relate. You'll see how it will relate. Came down here Jimmy and I were here that night, and we sang. And it went very well. And then Jimmy was about to go home, and he got a notice, as he always does, that the bus was going to be late, maybe up to an hour and a half, 2 hours late. So Jimmy and I were prepared to sit outside in the cold and wait for the bus. Reverend Maggie, whom I didn't know from a bar of soap, said, absolutely not. You're staying inside and you're going to chat with us. And I didn't know her, and I didn't know the parishioners who stayed. But they stayed the full time, and we had a wonderful, we used to call that word fellowship together. And this was with complete strangers. Jimmy and I didn't know any of you guys. Well, they gave up their Christmas Eve and stayed with us and talked with us. And I kept thinking to myself, whoa, this is some community. They take in strangers. Am I right, Jimmy? I get an amen? Okay. And went home that night, and Jimmy went home that night. We decided maybe we had found our place because of the people at this church. And that's what I wanted to talk about and why I want to explain why I pledge. I have never in my life felt more sure that this is where I want to put money because of you people. I so admire and respect all of you. You helped me when I was near death with your prayers and positive thinking, and look at me now. And that's a... You can't know what these two ladies did for me over the last 3 months. Reverend Maggie and Jeanne Coates were instrumental in my recovery. They both went to work immediately and steadfastly, and I felt buoyed up by the love from them, the church choir, Lily and Maggie, everybody in the choir, and all of you. It felt like there was no way I was going to pass away. There was too much love. And my own sister said to me, Mehdi, you don't need to worry about that. There's so many people praying for you. Unless God is deaf, this can't happen to you. And she was right. And I hold you, this congregation, largely responsible for that. That's probably the biggest reason why I pledge. Put your money where your heart is. Well, my heart is here. Everything that this church does and everything that this church stands for, I support. It's as if the words that you write on those plaques, I could have written those things because they're beliefs that I've always had. But in other churches, we never talked about any of that. But you guys, you talk about the things that are near and dear to my heart. And that's why I make my pledge. I want to see this go on forever and ever. I want us to grow. And I'd love to tell other people about my church because I'm so proud of it. And I do. I told the lady that dropped Jimmy off this morning in the bus because she wanted to use the bathroom. I said, you're welcome to come here anytime. And she said, well, I will, as soon as I get a little bit more free time. Put your money where your heart is. That's what I believe, because my father taught that to me, and he was right about a lot of things, although I didn't agree with him at the time about anything. But I learned in 12-step groups that I don't need to tell people what you should do. I need to tell you what I do, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm putting my pledge here for the rest of my life with you guys. I stand with you, and I'll prove that to you. I'll put my money where it belongs. Thank you.
Wow. Ooh. As we gather, we ring the bowl 3 times. Once for those who come before, the Tongva people who were the original stewards of this land and called it home long ago. We also honor those founding members who imagined and planted the growing, thriving congregation. Once for those of us here and now, for our members, friends, visitors, our staff, our extended UU family, who all hold and care and grow this beloved community we know as our own. And once for those who will come, for all we haven't met, who will come to find belonging here with us and call MVUUC their spiritual home in the days ahead. Jeanne.
Good morning. Because of the nature of our service this morning, and for those who are visiting this morning, the group we're presenting is our pagan group is presenting a service, and I promise you that by next Sunday, I will return you to your normal. We will return you to your normal setting, but this morning things will be a little bit different. But welcome and happy to see you all. But because of the nature of this service this morning, the offering will be taken at this time in order not to disrupt the flow of the service. So, honoring the stewardship of our beloved community, our offering will now be taken and gratefully received. Please come forward, and the baskets are here. One is for the Beta Center, and the smaller one is for your cash offerings. And at this time, Lily? At this time, we have a special concern that needs to be spoken about. This is from Maddie Scully. My brother Michael is still trying to coordinate his skin cancer surgery. Would you all please pray for him, send your energy, however you communicate with the spiritual, send energy to Michael. He needs everything he can get. Thank you so much.
We are the hands of the goddess. We are the hands of the goddess. In her honor, we celebrate Ostara, open to all who come to learn. Tolerance of diversity, a step towards acceptance of diversity, joining together in community. All peaceful peoples of the earth, we are the hands of the goddess. May clarity grow within us. Open our eyes to life's diversity. May we feel the pulse of all creation within us and the connection to all. Open our spirit to awareness. Fill our hearts with deeper understanding. May our lives be of service to the earth. We are the hands of the goddess. Open our ears to the needs of those around us. Make our hands strong, sure, and gentle in her service. May we remember always, the goddess works through us. We are the hands of the goddess, and with her we create peace in the world. Peace will be our harvest.
We light our beloved chalice this morning as a reminder that regardless of our personal spiritual path, we can all focus on sending the power of peace and the strength of justice into the world. And in these troubled times, the energy of our will is sorely needed. In the light and beauty of this flame we are about to light, there is peace. May all upon whom it shines be blessed. I invite you to join me in singing 3 times through from our hymnal, the Singing the Living Tradition, number 362, Rise Up, O Flame, 3 times through.
At this time, Robert, do we have any children this morning? Well, probably you have some, but we'll sing them out anyway. And we have the Calapayan chalice that was made for us by the Calapayan Church in the Philippines. Okay?
A prayer for the earth at Ostara. Through the dark earth, new hope is rising. In the dark of human souls, all hate is melting. As gentle as the rain falling, we call for earth's healing. As the spring waters rise, so does pure feeling. And all upon this land there is a clearing of pollution and greed now disappearing. For the sake of peace and purification, so may it be in every nation.
Again, good morning. We welcome you to our celebration of Ostara. Ostara, or the Spring Equinox, is an enchanted borderline outside of time, where a magical theme joins dark and light. From this moment on, the sun begins its journey into summer. Its light and warmth overtake the darkness of winter until its power peaks at the summer solstice in June. And aren't we fortunate that we have a lovely spring morning in order to celebrate Ostara? Spring equinox is the sunrise of the year, a time of renewal. We stand at a point of equilibrium, balanced between past and future, light and dark. The waning powers of winter are evenly matched by the waxing powers of summer. This ceremony celebrates that. But remember, balance is not a static state. If it were, nothing would progress and nothing would be learned. It is in the completion of each cycle and the venturing into the next that wholeness is achieved. The mythologies of our ancestors tell us many stories of deities whose lives began anew at Ostara when they were restored to us from the dark underworld which had captured them. Today, we celebrate the renewal of our Mother Earth and the renewal of our own lives at this sacred spring season.
Festival of equal balance, night with day and dark with light. Day of the sun poised in the heavens before his slow ascent. Last day of the reign of night. time of bright beginnings and new growth, feast of the goddess and her promise of richness, feast of the youthful god, giver of grain and the greening vine. Hail to you, bright maiden, with your arms full of flowers. Hail to you, youthful sun, as you begin your ascent into the bright times. Now is the waxing of the sun, the time of anticipation, time of birth and renewal, time for embracing the light. As we are renewed, we thank the darkness of the underworld before. We are reborn into the newness of light and peace. Blessed be the dark, we welcome the light. In this moment between time, we wish to give thanks to our bountiful goddess and God, and feel ourselves a part of the always nurturing wheel of life and death and rebirth. Let all of us who would honor them enter into this protective circle.
Would you join us now in singing Gathered Here in the Mystery of the Hour? It's in the singing the Living Tradition, 389. We'll sing it 3 times. At this time, will you please stand? We're going to be calling the directions into our service. No need to face the directions. Okay. And after each call, we will sing a verse of Mother Earth's Beloved Garden, which will be on Singing the Living Tradition on 1067.
Singing the living sorry, the Tito hymnal. I have.
Into this sacred circle I call the all-powerful realm of the Great Mother, nurturer, the very ground of being. You raised up life and swallowed death. Springs of living water are engendered in you, green-mantled, braided with yellow corn, lake-eyed, hill-breasted, bounteous mother. North is your direction, the realm of hidden powers and unknown riches. Sacred element of earth, I call you.
Into this sacred circle, I call the breath of life. Enlightened one, resonate with the sound of speech and music. You are the transporter of thought and the quickening agent of imagination. Bearer of the sacred word, you are the dimension of the winds, the fourfold messengers. East is your direction, the realm of dawn and the awakening sun. Sacred element of air, I call you.
turn toward the south. Into this sacred circle, I call the fiery spear of Luke, power of the divine, potent solar one, destroyer and regenerator. The sacred blacksmith tames your blazing fury. Bright initiator, insight strikes from you like lightning. You are the inspirer of the secret inner spirit, the flame of truth. South is your direction, the dream of the noonday sun, the forge and the hearth fire. Sacred element of fire, I call you.
Into this sacred surface I call the wellspring of life, swelling symbol of emotion, origin of life, and new creation. You are ruled by Our Lady Moon. Vast are your oceans and wide-fringed foamings. Heart sprung of wisdom, springs of blessing, and healing are in your waters. For yours is the formless power of the soul. West is your direction, the realm of the summerland, sacred element of water. I call you.
Sacred circle, I call the pure crystalline light of love, spiraling through the universe, unquenchable, heartwarming, luminous. You are the mysterious inner light held within our souls. All-knowing guardian of the Akasha, celestial splendor surrounds you. Meditation lifts our inner selves to your astral realm. Sacred element of spirit, I call you.
May this circle be set apart for our holy purposes. Blessed be. Okay. Yes, please be seated. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, join us. Goddess of the moon and all its blessings, Goddess of the restless sea, Mother, we who are your children call you. We call your peace from the shining lake. We call your power from the standing stones. We call your love from within and all around us. Mother with 1,000 voices, ever waxing, ever waning, come if you will to our circle today. Hail and welcome.
I hear your heart, child of the earth. I am Ma, Marianne. I am Bridget, bride, Brigantia. I am Inanna. I am Ishtar. I am Isis. My names are many, and my face may change countless times in countless years, but a goddess will not die. I am everlasting, the compassionate one. I am the great mother worshipped before the gods. to whom I myself gave birth. I am reborn each day. I will outlast my children. For I am the sea and the mother of the sea. I am the mother of God and all creation, and you are my namesakes.
Can we sing Ancient Mother in the teal hymnal? We'll sing it 3 times, number 1059. It's 1069, and I misprinted. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There's always this move.
God of the sun and all its blessings, God of the ancient groves. Father, we who are your children call you. We call your strength from the oak. We call your wisdom from the mountain. We call your wisdom from within and all around us. Father of 1,000 names, ever living, ever dying. Come, if you will, to our circle today. Hail and welcome.
I hear your call, child of earth. I am Cernunnos, guardian of the wild places. Some also call me Hermne, the hunter, Pan, the horned one, or the harvest king. Regardless of what name you use to call me, I am protector of the high crags and the wilderness. I run with the swift stag and soar as a sacred falcon against the sky. As the consort of the Great Mother, I provide the seeds of new growth. As leader of the wild hunt, I cut down the old. If you would hear me, you must be quiet in your racing mind and listen. For it is in the silences that I speak. Seek me in the wild places of your spirit. Open yourself to the wild beauty of nature. Listen and heed me.
Hand to hand and heart to heart, this circle is cast. Between the worlds, this circle stands. And now I would like you to, it will be on the screen, the antiphonal, an antiphonal chant to Ostara, and we'll just do east and west, and I guess our center group can divide down the middle, and this will be east and west. And so east will start. Ostara, lovely maiden of spring, the chains of your wintry prison have fallen away.
You are the fair one who brings joy and new life. Now is the greeting when the cycle begins anew.
May the strength of the old enter into the new,
Making all things strong and giving new life.
awake, all creatures in the realm of earth, awake.
Greet the maiden goddess who heralds the coming of spring.
We cast behind us the darkness of winter. and gives life to all in its path. We look only to that which lies ahead. The wheel turns on.
After tonight, the light will embrace the darkness. Time of perfect balance. Day with night, and light with darkness. Blessed be the dark, blessed be the light.
And there is an video accompaniment to the next song. Just will follow the directions. They're easy. She will tell you what to do.
Be still and know that day and night, be still and know that dark and light are one holy circle. Be still and know that day and night, be still and know that dark and light are one holy circle. Be still and know that day and night, be still and know that dark and light, be still and know that day and night, 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 be still. Be still and know that day and night, be still and know that dark.
That Reverend Maggie found, and I just fell in love with it, and so I grabbed it. Thank you so much. So, once more, the wheel of the year returns us to Ostara, the vernal equinox, when time is in balance, when equal hours of darkness and light, when the earth seems to pause for a moment before continuing on her journey around the sun. The actual date is March 21st, so we are a bit late. However, the spirit of the season and the sun has cooperated, so it's good that we started this morning. Supposedly, on the equinox, one is able to balance an egg on its end, and it won't fall over. I've never tried this, as I always remember it too late to try, and you only have a short window of opportunity before the egg will topple over, hence I've always missed it. Has anyone ever tried that? I've always, did it work? Oh. That's okay. So you put salt first and then you set the egg in. That makes not just scatter it, you have to make a little pile. That makes total sense. Okay. But traditionally, our cups group celebrates the equinoxes by symbolically passing through a portal. We completely lost my spot. Celebrate the equinoxes by symbolically passing through a portal in the fall at Mabon, from summer and from autumn into dark time, and in the spring, Ostara, from the dark time into the brightness of spring and summer.
always mentally leaving the things we wish to leave behind us, while bringing forward those which we wish to keep. We have been fortunate to have been able to share some of these with our beloved congregation, your beloved community, and I thank you for this opportunity. This year, the dark time has been fraught with events which have sorely tried this traditional time of rest and regeneration. Violence and natural catastrophes have brought the world a heavy burden of woe. It almost seems that Gaia, in her despair, has attempted to wash herself clean with the unprecedented amount of rain that we have received. Ancient Mother, we taste your tears. Will the guardians and attendants take your places at the portal? Okay, this is your stuff. For this reason, this morning, if you choose to step through the portal, we offer you an additional element of the ritual. Sitting on the altar were 2 baskets of stones, the first one filled with plain river rocks, and they're being held at this point. Hold up your basket. And the second with polished stones in assorted colors. As you approach the portal, you will be offered a stone from the first basket. Take one, and centering your attention, infuse the stone with all the negativity you have experienced this winter. What are the things you wish to banish? What are the things you wish to bring forward into the brightness of spring? For there are lovely and beautiful moments which you will wish to hold in your heart. Take a moment to ponder your decisions, then place the stone in the shell bowl. And then with a nod to the guardians of the portal, step through into the other half of the year. As you pass through the portal, you will be offered a stone from the second basket. Choose a colored stone to symbolize that you are what you are bringing with you, the promises that the spring and summer hold for you. Keep it somewhere in plain sight as a reminder of this promise. As you are ready, go through the portal and step through. Days of work and hours of pleasure, gratitude circles now full measure. Forest lord and moonlight's daughter, earth and air and fire and water, bless this company as we leave, love to each unto their need. Redemption from our goddess reign, until we come to meet again.
May the blessings of the goddess and God rest upon us. May their peace abide within us. May their wisdom illuminate our souls now and forevermore. The circle is open, yet unbroken. Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again. Blessed be.
And I would like you to rise and sing Rising Green from its singing The Journey, 1068, and Lily will play it through. This is maybe unfamiliar to some of you, so she will play it all the way through one time before we sing.
join us in the words of extinguishing our chalice? As we extinguish our chalice this morning, may its light of love continue in our hearts to light our way, guiding us with its steady flame throughout the week until we gather to light it once more
on the Sunday to come.